Hey guys, and welcome to another video of us. Thanks for tuning in again. In this video we will show you a 10-minute feel-good morning routine which everyone can do from anywhere you want. You will need no equipment at all, and this morning routine is not about fancy crazy looking movements or exercises. This is just about feeling good and get the body moving. Just enjoy it. We will guide you through this, through every exercises, and if you enjoyed this video and our channel, leave us a subscribe and a like. That will help us a lot, and yeah, just get your body moving.
We'll start our morning routine with drinking a glass of water. And then we'll jump straight into the movement. We'll start with neck curls. We'll work our way from the top to the bottom of our body. And when we do the neck curls, we basically try to do full range of motion circles with our neck using only our cervical spine to go into flexion, lateral flexion, rotation, and extension. We want to target both clock and counterclockwise. And we want to make sure that we keep our shoulders down and not elevated. Next up, we have thoracic curls, which means we're trying to target our thoracic spine and doing circles or joint circles with our thoracic spine. For that, we want to make sure that we engage our core and our glutes a little bit to block the lumbar spine. We go into full flexion of our thoracic spine and then rotate either to the right or to the left, going into lateral flexion and then finding extension of the thoracic spine while keeping the lumbar spine blocked. From extension, we go back into lateral flexion to the other side and find full flexion back down to our starting point. Again, we want to try to get 3 reps in each direction. It's really important to keep the core engaged, otherwise your lumbar spine will take part in this movement.
Because there's something in the air. On my mind. On my mind. On my mind.
Now we're getting to more spine movement, which means we're trying to do some spinal waves. There are 3 ways to the spinal waves, and we'll start by moving our full spine, moving our head together with the spine, going into flexion and extension of the spine, using our arms to even exaggerate that movement. The second part will be going into flexion and extension, again using our arms, but keeping the head still. So our head is not moving with us into extension and flexion of the spine. Part 3 will be only thoracic spine moving basically, and we try to then move our thoracic and cervical spine into flexion and extension, again using our arms to go into a deeper range of motion. Next up, we have some shoulder mobility. What we want to do, or shoulder movement, what we want to do is infinity hovers in a standing position. When you do this, again, have your core a little bit engaged, and then have one hand, like the right hand, behind your neck, and in a bent arm position, and the other arm, the left arm, is on your low back. And then you try to move simultaneously into full extension of both arms, rotate them, and then stop with your left arm up over behind your neck and with your right arm on your low back. Again, you want to go for 3, 4, or 5 repetitions of these. Just do what feels good. Try to not ramp up with the intensity. Keep it low and slow. Control the movement. And again, try to move only your shoulders. Next up, let's move to the hips. Again, we want to engage our core. Bring one leg up. Hold on to something so you don't have to focus on your balance, and go through full hip cars. So with the hip cars, again, we're trying to do joint circles of our full range of motion, starting in bent leg hip flexion, going to lateral flexion, abduction, internal rotation, and extension. The entire time we're trying to make the circle as big as possible, while keeping other parts of our body out of play and moving only the hip. Again, we want to do both sides, so try to get 3, 4, 5 reps depending on your time. Next, we want to get into a standing straddle position, and we'll do some Cossack squats paired with some split squats. So get into your Cossack, come up and do a split squat or lunge. Other side, back into the Cossack squat or lateral squat, and then into a lunge. What you can do is you can also, instead of just going in and out of the position and performing the movement, you can also apply kinetic stretches, which is basically you're trying to use muscle contraction in pails and rails effort, basically to come in and out of the position. So for going into the position, you're using the rails effort. For going out of the position, you're using the pails effort. When we do the split squat, what we can focus on is hip extension. Usually we spend a little time in hip extension throughout your day because most people are sitting a lot. So you can really try to focus on extending your hip when going down into the split squat. Next, we have our standing straddle position, but with a forward fold and shoulder extension. And then we just try to hang loose, hang in there, feel a stretch in our hamstrings, maybe even in our spine, in our shoulders, and then just move from one side to the other, bringing in some thoracic spine rotation while pulling us deeper into the stretch. This is only about getting our body moving, so no need to apply heavy mobility training or heavy stretching. Make this comfortable for you. Our final position is the squat, want to get into a squat position. If you cannot sit in a squat comfortably, don't worry about it. Take a yoga block or something else that you can elevate yourself on and sit on the block or in the deepest possible position for you, or hold on to something, for example, like the star bars behind me. I could hold on to the star bars, could hold on to a chair, a bench, whatever I have at home, and then just try to get comfortable in a squat. I like to sit there for 2 to 3 minutes, and I try to make it an effort to sit more than 5 minutes a day in the squat. And last but not least, we want to just relax our mind for a little bit. And we do that by getting into a comfortable position and breathing.